That's a pretty sweet filter, huh? You know who taught me how to make that filter? Joey Mullen, the king of DIY. So if you want to learn how to make it, check out his channel. I'm going to show you how I'm going to maintain this filter. It is totally full right now. Filter floss needs to be changed. Take a look at this. It's the water level is way up here. So we got this chamber. It's mechanical. We got sponge filter, some filter floss. Down below here we have pot scrubbies all over in there, and underneath the pot scrubbies is a whole bunch of lava rock. Now we use this filter to filter our 110 gallon indoor pond that houses 42 goldfish and one monster pleco that we just got done rescuing. I know he needs a bigger home than this, but it is way better than the 10 by 12 box that he was in before. So first things first, we're gonna have to cut power. This is the feed line here running into the top. It's fed by a power head, and in order for me to change this out, I'm gonna have to cut power. So sorry fishies, I'm just gonna have to pretend you're in a power outage for now. Ooh, that even shuts off the girls. You're gonna be okay, I promise. Alright, we gotta let that water drain down. That's gonna take a little while. And then we'll pull the drawer out and see what damage we have. It's gonna be gross. Okay, now that we've got the water drained, it's been sitting for a little bit. Most of the water is drained out of it. Still a lot. I'm gonna wear some gloves because it's pretty dang gross. And it just makes cleanup so much easier. Yeah, so let's see what it looks like. Check it out. First thing we gotta do is pull this hose out. Otherwise it gets trapped. And let's see here. The plant's kind of in the way. Hopefully I didn't put this tank too close. Oh yeah. She's kind of heavy. That's pretty gross. I usually gotta change this out once a week. It's been a week and 3 days now for this. I had to cut this foam specifically to have the shape. I think I'm gonna leave that one alone. Last time I cleaned that sponge out. Here's a closer look. Look at that. Ew. So I'm just gonna pull this crap out, throw it in the bag. I'm gonna get water everywhere. Cement floor, and I do have a mop. That's kind of gross. Now we gotta grab some fresh polyfill. Just so happen to have some under here. A big old box of it. Should be enough. Now we're just gonna stuff it in there. Polyfill gets a little bit clumpy when you pull it out of the package, so I do like to pull some of it apart. That'd be a good fluffer. Make sure that it's covering everything in there. You take your sponge, throw it back on top, and stick it back in. And you just turn on the pump, turn the power back on, eh? Ooh. One more thing, don't forget to put the hose back in the hole. The water is coming back through there, travel through the sponge, through the filter floss, into that ton of biological media we have there. And if you're wondering what it's sitting on top of a spool. I get these spools from a local auto parts store that makes hydraulic hoses. When they're empty, they simply set them aside for me and I pick them up. I have lots of them. I use them for all sorts of stuff in the greenhouse. In our outdoor pond, it works great. So we can set rocks on it. It sits just below the level of the water, so you can't really see it. I got a plant sitting on one right now. This is kind of what they look like. 15, 16 inches in diameter. They're rather sturdy, especially if you weigh them down on the bottom with rocks like I did on this one. I drill holes in them to let more the water go through. It's sitting on this. I've got more lava rocks sitting in there, some plants, and it just pours off onto there, goes into the water aids in aeration. When the water level drops below the surface, then you can start kind of hearing it. But as of right now, since I've just topped off this pond, I top it off so it's just touching that top plate of the spool and is virtually silent, which is kind of nice because in this fish room here in the shop, we've got a lot of things going on, as I can imagine any of you with multiple fish tanks and whatnot in a fish room. It doesn't take long to make things noisy. This filter is just made out of an office organizer. It was actually taller, and I didn't like that I had so many chambers. I only really needed 2, so I took off the other pieces. There's one piece there, another drawer with some crap on it. Knocked it down to just 2 basic compartments. Easy to maintain, does an effective job. May not be the best thing to look at, but for me, I like seeing things work. I like to make sure they're working. I think it's cool to see the mechanics of the filtration and bogs and hydroponics and aquaponics. I don't want everything hidden. It doesn't have to be beautiful. The plants and the fish are beautiful. That's a pretty cool filter. If you want to know how to make one, I suggest checking out the King of DIY. He's got lots of great ideas on there, and this is just one of them. And I can say it definitely works. I appreciate you watching. While you're here and you made it this far, you check out this video. And when you're done with that one, check out that video. Thanks a lot, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.